you a little bit. If I was looking on the inside, there's a couple things we're looking for. One would be what we call like blistered paint, where it looks like there's a bubble or a blister. Tends to be around areas with maybe higher moisture, so around windows, around the window frame, the window sill, around door frames. I look at that paint and there's just a spot that looks like it's kind of bubbled up. And oftentimes you can push on that, and then of course it may your finger may kind of cave that in. Sign of feeding damage potentially, right? And so the other thing would be uh, mud. Like if you see this little, on the side of the wall, there's just like this dot of mud, and then you scratch it off with your finger, and there's a hole there. So that's where termites are maybe feeding on the backside of the sheetrock, and they chewed and tunneled their way through and went, uh-oh, yeah, I didn't want to do that, and then they closed the hole back up. And that's if we're talking about something like a subterranean termite. If we're talking about drywood termites, it would be a little bit different. What we would see there are little pellets. And what it really looks like is uh, like the cornmeal you get on the bottom of English muffins almost. And so you'll get these little piles because what they do is they don't go down on the ground. They live exclusively in the wood, and they create these little hard little pellets, and they push them out of a hole that they make, and that's kind of their waste pile. So you'll find these weird little piles. And so outside, with subterranean termites, we would be looking for mud tubes. So they to protect themselves, protect themselves from ants and other predators, as well as to keep uh, moisture and because they're soft-bodied insects, they build these tubes and they go up and down these tubes. And so we would try to look for those mud tubes along the slab. We would also look for wood, damage in the wood to see if we could find that. And if you push that blistered paint or you break into that what looks like damage on the outside, you would be looking for that mud material in there along with the termites. And with the dry woods, outside would be the same as inside. Would be like again the piles of pellets that we would see.